would beat Canelo.
Could you give me a little insight as to why and how?
I'm just telling you, he'll beat him. You know what I'm saying? He got a great team of coaches. You know, he got everything around him to where he'll know he'll beat him.
Crawford's coach, Bomac, just put it out there. He truly believes Terence can beat Canelo, and he wasn't messing around. If this fight happens, someone's legacy could take a serious hit. Crawford even said something that got everyone talking. "I'm hunting him. That's it. I'm hunting for everything that he got. I'ma take it." That wasn't just talk. It was a bold call out to everything Canelo stands for. This isn't just about winning. Crawford wants the spotlight, the legacy, the respect. You could hear the hunger in his voice. If they meet in the ring, it won't be a normal bout. It'll be a full-on chase, and only one man gets the prize. Bomac has made bold calls before. He said the same thing before Crawford faced Errol Spence. And look how that turned out.
I know he'll beat him.
What about, was it like his length, his counter punching?
I can put that out there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just like I didn't put out there when he beat Spence. I just kept telling everybody he was going to beat him. And when he finally beat him, I tried to tell everybody. Nobody want to listen to me. Now y'all need to start listening to him.
He warned everybody before and proved them all wrong when it counted. Now he's making noise again, but not many are paying attention. This isn't just hype, it's a pattern backed by results. If things go the same way as before, Canelo might be walking straight into a problem. When Bomac talks, it's not just filler, it's a sneak peek at what's coming. And this time, he didn't hold back. He hinted that they've already spotted what Canelo struggles with. According to him, they know just how to handle it.
But I don't think people doubt that he has the skill to beat a Canelo. It's the size and the strength and the power. That's what...
That don't mean shit. You can take all that shit away from the fighter. Size, strength, you can take all that away. Because, of course, he got holes in his game.
This isn't just confidence, it's strategic preparation. Crawford's team has been watching Canelo closely, breaking down every part of his style. When a coach talks like this, it usually means they've seen something others haven't. Canelo's been incredibly hard to beat for years, but even the greats have weak points. If Crawford's camp really found those, this matchup could shift fast. The hunter may already know when and where to strike. Even rising star Shakur Stevenson shared his own thoughts, and people paid attention. He believed in Crawford long before.
Because I just knew, like, as far as in that weight class, Terence Crawford is like the greatest. So I just feel as though with Canelo's style and like the style of boxing that he got, I think and this is before Bivol did it, but I thought like Terence Crawford was the only guy who I felt as though could have beat Canelo with his style.
Shakur's not just some fan. He's one of boxing's top fighters, and he understands matchups. What he said wasn't hype, it was sharp, smart, and confident. Shakur noticed Crawford's skill way before anyone even mentioned his name with bivols. Now that fight talks are heating up, those old comments are looking right on the money. When smart voices in boxing start saying the same thing, it's worth listening. And that wasn't even the first time Shakur backed Crawford to beat Canelo.
I ain't gonna lie, I've been putting it out since, I want to say, when he fought Sean Porter. Like back then, if you go watch, it's an interview out there. I had said I think that Terence Crawford would beat Canelo Alvarez right after he fought Sean Porter. So the idea, I've been thinking about it. I've been saying it before Bud even was.
Back when Crawford fought Sean Porter, Shakur had already picked a side. While others were still guessing, he already saw the bigger picture. He didn't jump on a trend. His opinion came from watching their skills, styles, and instincts. Now that this fight might actually happen, those early comments matter even more. Sometimes the people who speak first are the ones we should have paid attention to. Shakur didn't just say Crawford had a chance, he explained why. And that breakdown might...
I think Bud is a southpaw. I think that's the part that kind of that's underestimated about the fight. I think him being a southpaw makes it a little harder for Canelo. I think Canelo had some type of trouble with southpaw when I watched him fight John Ryder.
Yep.
John Ryder, and it was John Ryder wasn't that good. It's just Canelo was fighting against the southpaw, and it made it a little bit harder than usual. But with the Madrimov fight, I just felt like Madrimov is a good fighter, and stylistically, he's a lot different than Canelo.
Being a southpaw isn't just about a different stance. It's something that has given Canelo problems in the past. Shakur explained how Crawford's style might be the exact thing that exposes Canelo's gaps. We've seen Canelo struggle in certain fights, but this time he may be up against someone who can truly take advantage. This fight isn't just about power. It's about movement, timing, and landing clean punches. If styles really do make fights, this one could be harder for Canelo than many expect. Even veteran promoter Frank Warren sees trouble ahead. He brought up a growing concern. September might not go smoothly.
Well, he's got a big fight, hasn't he, in September, first of all. Yeah, and that's going to be a tough fight for him going forward.
Warren wasn't speaking casually. You could hear real concern in his voice. He knows boxing at a deep level. So, when he calls this a serious challenge, it means something. This isn't just fight week chatter. It's insight from someone who's seen it all. If Crawford is next for Canelo, the pressure immediately jumps. Warren didn't just say it's a tough fight. He hinted Canelo might not be at his best these days. He pointed out something fans have been quietly noticing. That size might not save Canelo.
I don't go with a bigger man. I should go with a bigger man, but their age, who knows? Crawford fights once a year. Canelo's roughly twice a year. Canelo's last fight, I wasn't too impressed with him for that fight. And Crawford, although the guy was a runner, Crawford's last fight was a real tough fight against the Eastern European.
There was a bit of doubt in his words, not just about the matchup, but about Canelo himself. He said what many fans are already thinking: Canelo might not be as sharp as he used to be. Meanwhile, Crawford is locked in, active, and totally focused. When legends start slowing down, a hungry fighter can take over. If Warren's instincts are right, Crawford could be walking into a perfect moment. Then came Mark Creel with a more technical breakdown, and what he said really hit the mark. He pointed out something fans often miss. Crawford's mind is just as dangerous as his punches.
I don't think it's entirely fair to judge him on his last performance. He was adjusting to size, he was adjusting to weight, but also he was fighting someone who's very, very long. Crawford's one of the most resourceful fighters I've ever seen. He can come at you from either side. He's a really high IQ. I think that he's thinking 2, 3, 4 steps ahead. Look, we'll see. It's a huge amount of weight to go up. I'm not quite sure what to compare it to, especially at this stage of his career.
Ray Leonard.
That wasn't just praise. It was a real breakdown of what makes Crawford special. Creel said even when Crawford's facing someone bigger, he finds a way to win. That kind of fight IQ can flip whole matchup, especially against someone who leans on power, like Canelo. Sure, size matters, but being smart and fast can change everything. And if anyone can move up in weight and still dominate, it's the guy who's always 3 steps ahead. Creel kept it respectful, but then he focused right on Canelo. He asked the question that's on a lot of minds.
Yeah, but I mean, Canelo's Canelo. What I'm more curious about is what Canelo comes out. I know how hungry Crawford is. I don't doubt Canelo's hunger, but I think he's gotten used to, opponents who aren't quite, what they were in the prime of his prime. And I also think he's gotten into the habit of throwing one shot at a time. For instance, with Kovalev, I thought that he was behind on points, but I also never thought that the fight was in doubt. And it was only a matter of time before he did what he did. I don't think you can get away with that in the same way with Terence Crawford.
Creel didn't deny how great Canelo is, but he questioned if that same fire is still burning. He pointed out some habits that could backfire big time against someone as sharp and aggressive as Crawford. Canelo might have gotten by with big shots before, but Crawford won't wait around. He'll punish every slow second. If Canelo's not completely locked in, this fight could get away from him fast. Creel didn't flat out pick a side, but the way he talked gave Crawford more credit than most experts are willing to.
I think Crawford's got a better shot than people are giving him right now. I think that he can do more things. I'm not trying to dodge your question.
Yeah.
I don't like to give predictions because I got to go into the fight.
Yeah.
Being down the middle, so I don't want to I don't want to placate either.
11. He didn't give a prediction, but his tone said it all. Creel sees how deep Crawford's skill set really is. This wasn't just a respectful take, it was quiet belief in Crawford's ability. And when someone that close to boxing talks like that, fans should take notice. Creel didn't stop there. He turned the heat up on Canelo, questioning the choices that led to this fight. Suddenly, this isn't just a big-name event. It's become about something more.
I think that Crawford can do an awful lot of stuff, and I'm trying to figure out the last time the Canelo fought a guy who was this good. Forget about the weight. And I think that there's a lot of pressure on Canelo for not, to be frank, for not having fought Benavidez before. It's like, okay, you got a lighter guy, you got a smaller guy. What do you do with him now? That's a lot on him.
Now we're talking about pressure and legacy. Creel said Canelo might be carrying more weight than ever before. And with Benavidez still waiting in the wings, the pressure is on. Now he's facing a smaller, faster, smarter fighter, and there's no room for mistakes. Crawford isn't just another opponent, he punishes hesitation. If Canelo's not at 100%, critics will be all over it. Then Creel dropped one of the sharpest lines about Crawford yet. He said he's the best switch hitter right now. That ability to switch styles mid-fight isn't just for show, it's a serious edge. And against Canelo, that unpredictability could change everything. Style matters, and Crawford has more than most. Even actor and fight fan Chuck Zito weighed in, touching on the topic everyone debates, size.
Well, don't forget, Crawford came up, I think, 2 weight classes.
Yeah, well, yeah, he
Where
started at 135. Yeah,
Canelo is, that's his weight class.
naturally.
But you know what? I got to say that Canelo, every time I see him, his fights get better and better. Even as he gets older, his fights are better and better. It's going to be a great fight. Crawford's a great fighter.
Yeah.
So may the best man win.
Zito didn't ignore the weight gap. He admitted it's real. But he also gave Canelo credit for constantly improving. At the same time, he showed big respect for Crawford, calling him a true student of boxing. This isn't just a puncher versus a speedster. This is 2 greats meeting at their peaks. And since both are still evolving, this could be a classic. Then Zito gave his own opinion, one that probably reflects how a lot of fans feel. Even though he leaned one way, he stayed fair and honest about both men's skill.
I have a feeling Canelo's going to pull it out.
Yeah?
But like I said, Crawford's a great fighter. You can't take anything from him. So with me, they're both great. May the best man win.
Zito's leaning toward Canelo, but even he's not fully sure. That says a lot. He knows better than to count Crawford out, not even for a second. This isn't some clear favorite kind of fight. It's neck and neck. That's what makes it so exciting. Anything can happen. Both guys are capable of winning. When fans say it's too close to call, that's how you know it's the real deal. Then Keith Cohen came in with a totally different view, one that went deeper than just boxing. He didn't just talk about a winner, he spoke like the sport itself was shifting.
Yeah, I'm a rock with Terence, simply because I really believe in his ability. Canelo, I understand the game, and I understand, you got waves, Canelo had to wait for a long time, and I feel like now it's kind of like somebody else's turn,
Yeah.
especially with, Turkey Al-Shidi, making this connection. I feel like it's about to be a new wave. I also feel like it's kind of it's getting to the point where it's the end of both of their careers,
Yes.
To him, this isn't only about skill. It's about timing, energy, and fate. Keith feels like it's Crawford's moment, that this is where the torch gets passed. Not because Canelo isn't great, but because every champ eventually meets his match. It feels like both men are nearing the final stages of their careers. And this fight could define how they're remembered. But Keith wasn't done. He hinted this might not be a one-and-done deal. His words suggested something bigger. Like this might be just the beginning of a rivalry.
38, I believe.
Exactly. So I feel as though, you know, this fight, you know, I see it going a number of different ways. If it's a close fight, I see it being like a Triple G type fight where it got, you know, 2 fights, 3 fights, you know, like a big, like little rivalry going almost. But I'm rocking with Terence. I want him to win. I feel like he got the abilities to win, and I feel like it's like the stamping on his legacy right here, you know, this fight.
What if this isn't just one massive event, but the first chapter of an epic trilogy? Keith's idea made it feel like this story won't end after one night. With Crawford chasing legacy, the pressure keeps growing. This could be the moment that seals his place in history or kicks off a back-and-forth battle we'll remember for years. Cohen, one of boxing's sharpest minds, also gave a hint about what Crawford might be planning. He suggested that the early rounds could tell the...
I just tell him first 6 rounds win, you know, just win. And after the first 6, you know, we gonna see the adjustments if we could just break them off, you know, because you never know what the opponent might come, you know. People may see a killer in Canelo where Terence might have to box. Or we may see a slower Canelo from all the wars and the fights, you know, so he may be much slower. He, you know, feet may not be as quick, might not match Terence's, so we don't know, you know. So I'll tell him first 6 rounds just win, you know, and after that we'll see how, you know, how we go on from here.
That kind of thinking shows how unpredictable this fight really is. Will Canelo come out aggressive, or will all those wars he's been in start to show? If Crawford controls the early rounds, momentum could swing his way fast. But if he lets up late, the tide could turn. That chess match feel is what makes a fight between 2 champions so intense. Then Eddie Chambers stepped in with a fresh angle, pointing to something physical, Crawford's body. And what he said might open some eyes.
Well, when you get a guy who's been 147 pounds, actually lower than that, 135 up that thing, now all the way up to this weight, you got to think that they've sweated down to almost nothing. Now they have the ability to lift comfortably, to eat comfortably. He doesn't have to like drop weight, a certain amount of weight at a certain amount of time. Not really, anyway. And he can literally almost fight at his walk around. So he's gonna be a little more muscled up than ever before.
This version of Crawford isn't just smart. He's stronger, healthier, and more dangerous than ever. He's no longer drained from cutting weight, so he's bringing real power. Canelo might be the naturally bigger guy, but a fully charged Crawford changes the equation. It might come down to speed versus strength, or brains versus brawn. Either way, that's what makes this fight so thrilling. 2 elite fighters going head-to-head at their best. Then Eddie added another layer. He said Crawford is not just physically ready, but mentally locked in. And that makes him more dangerous than ever.
I just think his diet's the best it's ever been, probably. He's probably stronger than he's ever been. He's focused more than he's ever been in his entire career. This is the biggest fight he can have. So I think he's gonna look his best. I think he's gonna do his best. I think it's gonna be the best performance he can put on. I just don't know if he's gonna be able to keep Canelo up.
That's a big claim, but a scary one if you're backing Canelo. If Crawford really is at his peak, this fight could shock a lot of people. Now, it's not just about who has better tools, it's about who wants it more, who's sharper, and who's more complete. With everything at stake, this fight could push both guys to their absolute limit. One mistake, just one, and it could all turn. And just when you thought the conversation couldn't go any deeper, a real icon stepped in. Manny Pacquiao gave his opinion, and what he said might...
Good fight. Canelo has advantage because Crawford moving up, but my advice to Crawford is like maintain the speed, improve the speed, and improve the strength. Because it's hard to go up in the higher weight and maintain your speed. So speed is the key. Like he should focus on speed, footwork, and improve the power.
When Pacquiao talks, people listen. He praised Canelo but also gave Crawford some advice. If Bud listens, using timing and accuracy might cancel out Canelo's power. This won't just be about who throws harder shots. It'll come down to skill, speed, and staying locked in under pressure. Every round could feel like a mental chess match. Crawford versus Canelo isn't just another big-name fight. It's about legacy, pride, and pure drive. Both men want to prove something big. With legends and experts all joining the debate, this fight is shaping up to be historic. So, what do you think? Will Crawford's speed and technique be enough to stop Canelo's power? Or will Canelo's experience and strength win out? Do you agree with Pacquiao? Or do you think Bud should take a different route? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to hit subscribe. More fight talk, predictions, and